Добър ден на сите.
Good day, everyone. Distinguished representatives of the media, distinguished Macedonian public. Today we're signing an agreement for new investment, an agreement for state aid for a minimum 7 million euros investment and 200 jobs. Pursuant to the latest information from the management of the company, the investment will overcome the minimal amount to which we are contractually bound. It foresees purchase of land, equipment of the facilities, machines, and modular facilities with various purposes. DMBAU International is part of the group DMBAU, a Swiss product of modular objects with more than 100 years of history. Beside the production of such objects, the company is also a contractor. The turnover is about 10 million Swiss francs, and with about 30 projects per year. DMBAU is one of the largest European producers in this segment. The production in Switzerland is on 2 locations, and the plans for internationalization and increase of the capacities, DMBAU decided to realize through Macedonia in the industrial zone in the vicinity of Kumanovo. The DMBAU International will have a large complex consisting of several facilities with a total area of 35,000 meters squares under roof covered. And for that purpose, in 2024, the company bought a land of 72,000 meters square. Currently, they are performing the earthworks for the ground, and in 2025, after the conversation we had before this press conference, we understood that in the first half, towards the end of the first half of 2025, the construction of their production facilities will start. I would like to underline that the company, DMBAU International, is owned by our citizen who originates from Macedonia and lives and works in Switzerland, but decided to have their investment plans here. We're continuing daily to contribute to developing the economy, thus correcting and rectifying the damages from the problems from the disastrous rule left by the former majority of Sada Samandui. Step by step, we are coming to historically the largest results in attracting investments of 1 billion euro this year. This is our goal. This will not be the only investment this week. This week, we will have laying of foundations of another investment. You will be informed tightly. We are obliged to work committedly, honestly. We're setting records in times of difficult geostrategic, political, and economic conditions. And being a new government, our goal is to deliver. Thank you. Now I would like to leave the floor to the representative of the company to say a few words related to the investment. Thank you.
Minister, first of all, we would like to say thank you. Thank you for having us here today. Thank you for the very thorough preparation and organization of you and your whole cabinet and staff. So we want to say thank you, and we are very honored that we could sign this important document today. You already said quite a lot about our company. We are a Swiss company, and we are focusing on prefabricated wood construction. And we have very carefully, when we thought about our expansion, we have very carefully checked various places and opportunities to where we could expand. And at last, and we are very happy about that, North Macedonia emerged as the place we wanted to choose. And I think how everything was running up to now, the dialogue, the openness, the finding solutions has proved us that our decision was the right decision. So we are very, very much looking forward to start our process here in your country. And we are sure that together with you, we can build up a successful company in North Macedonia. We are very proud as well that our project is on track, as well due to timelines we could already always hold together. And we are looking forward to hopefully be able to create new jobs, to create new opportunities here in the region, as well to add a value when it comes to education in wood construction, prefabricated construction. So our hope is that we can really add a value in your region and that we can profit from each other when it comes to culture, to food. Me personally love to come here because I like your culture, the food and everything around here, so that we can profit and learn from each other. So we want to say thank you, Prime Minister.
Thanks so much, indeed.
A question for the Prime Minister. Two questions, in fact, two events from yesterday and today. Namely, yesterday, the former first Deputy Prime Minister Artem Grubi was placed on the blacklist of the US, something that you, as opposition, blamed him that he was part of some corruptive events. And also Reka Bitova, where about 20 people have been suspects, have been arrested. Some of them are not available for the power. Dimitar Kovachevsky also has been out of the country for several months. Yes. Two questions related to two topics which I presume that will be very important today. When it comes to the first question, the updated US blacklist, where two citizens from our country were assigned. The one you mentioned, the other one is a judge, and he's part of the appellate court. You have the reasons why they have been placed on these sanction lists. In the past, we often talked about this, something that our strategic partners, the international community, mentioned. I can only say that in the period ahead of us, there will be many confirmations of our doubts, and the public will be aware of this. In relation to the first question, I would like to mention something about the second question. From the information at my disposal, from the people within the Ministry of the Interior, I refer to Minister Toshkovsky, the Director Jane, and the other one who work on this case. We're speaking of an organized group, well-organized group of high representatives of the company and people who are managers of other legal entities who are in association, and there are justified doubts that they made crime of about 6.5 million euros. A lot of evidence has been found, but I will leave this up to the judiciary. We always must take into consideration the presumption of innocence, but what was found out, it's quite concerning. I know that as a government, I personally and the government were condemned that we haven't undertaken any actions, and the judiciary and the police are not doing anything. But we said and we asked for patience because we must have clear procedures, evidence, but also both key pillars to cooperate, and that is, of course, the prosecution and the judiciary. You know, there are structures which are more loyal to the previous government than to the justice, and this is our problem in general. But as I can see lately, they're approximating the justice more and more. And I hope that they will continue doing so in the future period. And I call you as journalists and as public to stay alert, because crime was done, no matter whether this was individually or organized. This will become known to the public, and all evidence in a transparent procedure will be secured for the public. I often said in the past that we are not going to make any circus from this. Justice might be slow, but it always wins, and it will win again. So, in the first case, with a high government official, former government official, and an appellate judge, they've performed certain crimes. They are on the blacklist, on the sanctions list from the United States, but also for the other ones who have been secured, except for the one that you mentioned. But I believe that he will face justice, and they will give response to these convictions. Most of the evidence is secured so far. And you have secured evidence for Vasko Kovačevski or for everyone in the country or outside the country. We have secured evidence for all of them. Is Kovačevski in the country? No, he's outside the country for a longer time, but I believe that we will return him to the country. Prime Minister, yesterday 306 had published documents regarding the decision of the Constitutional Court. And how credible are these documents that tomorrow it will not be decided for the possible official use of the Albanian language? Several days ago, on a similar press conference, I said that DUI are quite clear how the Constitutional Court functions, because they elected the judges there. And literally, no one could have been a constitutional judge if they were not vetted by these structures within the Democratic Union for Integration. They know very well that in order to reach a final decision, no matter what it is, first we have the court who is in charge of this case to report, to talk to his colleagues, preparatory session. So this is a process that will last for months, maybe for years. What was their goal? Their goal was now, as political pests, to say, we know how the procedure goes, we're going to perform political pressure, and when tomorrow nothing will happen, they will go out in the public and they will say, here, because we were pressuring them, the session was postponed. No, the things do not function like that, and they're quite clear how the works functions. So that is why I want to ask our citizens, Albanians, Macedonians, everyone, to stay calm. Everything is under control. We must not allow for these provocations to reach their goal. We have a new government that knows precisely what it's doing and what steps will be undertaken. So please stay calm. Do not allow to be misused. Nothing will happen tomorrow. So the whole situation is under control. That's what I wanted to convey as a message. Let me reflect to the law on use of languages. Igor Yanushev is one of those who have submitted the initiative for the law on use of the languages for the Albanian language. My question is whether VMRO DPMNE support him. I will remind you that the Venice Commission was the one which gave an opinion for the 3 articles that they are against the Constitution and that they should be amended. This is the Venice Commission. which gave their opinion. And the view of the party, my personal view, you have heard a lot of times so far, so I would not like to repeat it. Do you have any other questions? Thank you. Have a good day.